Okay, check this out. I saw this video of a guy who had a hydroponic bucket tower, and I just had to make one. And look at this. I got 6 tomato plants in here. And look at all these tomatoes that are forming here, right? Like, there are just so many of them. Pretty much all of them except for one over here, which has some flowers, but no tomatoes yet. Now, what's crazy, right? Is you look at these plants, right? And these right here, these are all planted pretty much a month later than the other tomato plants in my garden. So these right here are my grow bags. They're planted next to some nasturtiums, chives over here. And you could see right here, right, that these only have just a few tomatoes. 3 on this one, and right here, you can see just 2. And these tomato plants are planted quite literally like a month beforehand. I mean, this one right here, no tomatoes. This one, another one of my grow bags, this is more of a full-size tomato, while the others were cherry. And same thing for this one, only 1 tomato. Now this over here is my steakhouse hybrid tomato. You see, got 3 pretty much decent sized ones that are forming right now. But again, this was planted almost a month prior to the hydroponic ones. Even right here on my green stalks, I mean, look at this. We have 1 ripe sun gold tomato. We have a bunch over here. This is from the Super Sweet 100. And you can see right here. Okay. You can see right here, we got clusters of tomato. Now this, same thing with the other tomatoes. I actually bought these for my green stalks just to see how they turn out. Whereas one of my hydroponic towers are actually all start from seed. And these just have as much as a hydroponic tomatoes. So here's where it gets even crazier, right? Check these out. These 2 plants right here are pepper plants. These are all made about around the same time. So you can see peppers pretty small, right? And let me show you from the hydro tower. Alright, so these are my hydroponic peppers. A lot bigger. You can even see right here, they got flowers. So those are going to set into fruits. So here has some. This one, I don't believe. Well, here's some little buds. And let me show you, because a real magic happens inside. I'm going to show you what makes these hydro towers so cool. Okay, and never mind the dirt on the bottom. You can see right here, these roots pretty much just grow into the nutrient solution below. And check this out. Right here, this like white fuzzy stuff, those are the air roots. So all those like little white fuzzy things that you see at the end, that's actually how roots get oxygen. And these roots right here, they actually go down to the water, absorb the nutrients there, while these just get oxygen from the air. I mean, it's so cool. And these roots are actually kind of small compared to the ones in my tomatoes, so I'll show you those in just a bit. But it's just mind-blowing how quickly these grow. So right here, I opened the top lid for one of my tomato hydroponic towers. And you could see right here, a little bit harder to see, we got some white fuzz. The roots that extend all the way to the bottom. It's actually crazy because like a couple days ago I filled this thing all the way up to almost here. So you can obviously see how like much they're drinking. But the root depth is crazy. Like these things grew so much. What's really like shocking is that like when they grow, like kind of fill up the water almost up to the top right here. And the roots just start barely touching, right? And as the roots start drinking it, they actually grow more and more and more to get this long. But yeah. So all of this just turned out to be like a really fun experiment because I wanted to see how exactly would my tomatoes turn out in my grow bags versus my green stalks versus this, my hydro towers. I have to say, so far, this is the most promising one. Now, of course, there are a couple of drawbacks. For one thing, you have to get like the right nutrient solutions, mix them correctly, and you're kind of limited with what you grow because these are 5-gallon buckets, right? Food safe. So you're kind of pretty much limited to this size with just like cherry tomatoes. So I pretty much got like 2 per bucket. Whereas with the grow bag, I could have like a lot bigger sizes depending on the bag. And I'm still also kind of limited with the green stalks as well. So I'm gonna kind of show you some like of the tomatoes I'm growing there. So right here, this massive looking tree, this is my Sart Rollois tomato. So you got 4 tomatoes growing right here, tiny little one growing here. What's cool about this tomato plant, right, is that this one is supposed to be this awesome looking yellowish purple tomato that's supposed to have like a pineapple like flavor to it. First time I'm growing this one, yeah, this one has to grow in a grow bag because it would just not work in one of those buckets. Like it'd be too small, the space for it. This right here is another one of my cherry tomatoes. I actually had an extra, so I just put in an empty grow bag to see kind of what would turn out. I see good root growth, kind of like the bucket ones. No tomatoes on it yet. But personally, you can kind of see that this is the size of a bucket, right? And let me actually bring it to you. So this right here is an unused bucket that I have. And you could see right here that this is pretty much around the same size as this. But by stacking, we get pretty much 6 times the amount of tomatoes as this one right here in the same amount of space. This is just what makes hydro towers just so cool. It's just they're so much denser. And last, we got tomatoes from my green stock. So I already saw ones I already bought as pre-existing ones, the Sun Gold tomatoes, Super Sweet 100s. These right here are my spoon tomatoes. All the way because they're very tiny. You can see right here. So I'll give it a shot. Right here. They're about the size of red currants. And of course, while that one is small enough for the green stalk, and generally is the size, you kind of see that it's much less impressive the other ones I got. I mean, going back to the Sun Gold and the Sweet 100, see here they're already looking pretty good. I think what I might do next year is if the hydro towers actually prove to be better with tomatoes than just the green stalk and the grow bags, especially taste wise, I'm probably just gonna expand that concept. And there you have it. Now, before we finish off, we're just gonna do one last view at all the tomatoes I have here. So this is a mix. I have baby boomer hybrid cherry tomatoes, honeycomb hybrids, and last was yellow pears. And once again, you can just see all the tomato clusters are growing here and just how they compare with stuff in my grow bags, stuff in my green stalks, and the results are almost like unparalleled. Like, I don't know, like if you think this is the future of gardening, write a comment in the chat, let me know. And yeah, if you're interested, I can make more future videos on this. All right. Have fun gardening.